shuttle bus for inner city workers following the murder of 22-year-old Yunji Ban, killed, of course, as she walked to work as a hotel cleaner in the early hours of Sunday morning. Pastor Jason Brown is from the Ann Street Church of Christ. Very good afternoon to you, Jason.
Yeah, hi Tim, how are you going?
Very well, thank you. Are there lots of city workers walking through the city at night?
Yes, Tim, it's really a fact that while many of us have normal jobs, go to sleep and sleep all in the suburbs, there's this whole community of people that do the jobs like cleaning or working in restaurants, and unfortunately for them, they have to walk alone in the city in sometimes dark areas.
What sort of things do you hear from them? What sort of experiences do they tell you about, Jason?
Yeah, I think for the Ann Street Church of Christ, it's quite a personal issue because we become friends with people that attend our free English class or attend the worship services on Sunday. And so we get to know people. And I think as soon as this incident happened on Sunday, I started to call some of the people that we know. And the feedback that I was getting was that there's really quite a fear, a very real fear that some of the young people have, especially some of the young girls who have to do their job. They need to work because they need the money. One of the first people I called was a girl called Gemma. She's also from South Korea. And for her, it was just the fact that she's away from home. She was really feeling homesick and thinking, well, what am I going to do? I have to go to work. So as I spoke to her and as we talked to other people in the church, we really started to think, well, are we just going to leave this community to fend for themselves at night, or can we do better? Is there something that we could do to help to allay their concerns? Because unfortunately, it sometimes feels like we're just saying to them, here's a map, go for it. And because they're from overseas, they don't know the language so well. Those of us who've lived in Brisbane a long time, we know the areas that you should go to, but they don't have that local knowledge. So we became really quite concerned.
This is something that has been on your radar, if you like, for a while. I'm thinking then. So not just something that perhaps has emerged after the tragic events of last weekend.
That's right. I think these events have really made what we had as a concern become more of a nightmare scenario because many people attending the pre-English class have often said to us that they feel uncomfortable walking alone, and particularly if you're away from family, you don't have that connection. The Ann Street Church of Christ becomes a family to many of these people because they're lonely and they're away from home. And so we very much hear this feedback that there could be a real problem there. And I think when you think about it, what we have is a community that is pretty much a soft target for criminals if they want to do criminal activity. They have a number of people who are walking around in a confined space that makes it more of a realistic risk that something is going to happen.
Pastor Jason Brown from the Ann Street Church of Christ here on 612 ABC Brisbane, ABC Sunshine Coast. Now, Jason, you of course you've got a flock rather than a fleet.
Yes.
But how would something like this work? Who might fund it?
Yeah, well, what I'm thinking is there's sort of are some precedents for this. Like I went to the University of Queensland, and there was a security bus that would drop, particularly girls, at different points. And so what I'm really hoping that is if there's enough people that support this as a concept, as an idea, I feel it's something that our representatives and those that we place in positions of power in Brisbane and in Queensland, I think it's something that they might take on board and do for us as a city. I think a fundamental role of those who are charged with governing is to ensure the safety of the residents. And as times change, new safety concerns come up, and I think this is a new concern that is coming up, particularly because of the volume of people that come here from overseas and the volume of people that have to work, even local people who have to work at those difficult times of the day. So I think there's precedence for it, and I would be very interested to see what kind of support there is. So we as a church are just urging people to go to our website. We've started a petition on Facebook, and so the links are all at 430annstreet.com, because if there's enough of a grassroots support for this, and from the people I've spoken to, I feel there really is. I feel that we want Brisbane to be one of the world's most livable cities, but if we really want that, then we're going to have to, as a community, rise up and invest in it. And I don't know about you, Tim, but I always enjoy when Brisbane beats Melbourne or Sydney on that list. And I think doing these type of things would send a message to the world that we're serious about keeping Brisbane the safe and wonderful place that it is.
Well, certainly in light of the events from last weekend, it is something that you'd like to see discussed and soon at the highest levels. How can you be part of the petition again, Jason?
Well, if you go to our website at 430annstreet.com, which is the address of the church, the physical address as well, we're putting links to a Facebook page, and people can email us and just so that we can let people know. I'm going to be next week meeting with some of the people in government and just saying, look, these are our concerns, and it would be really great if other people in Brisbane who love our city would get behind something like this, because I think it's an investment that would, although it might cost a little bit of money, it would return to us in great ways.
Thanks for talking to me. Good luck with it.
No worries.
Pastor Jason Brown there. If you want details, just give us a call and we'll put you in touch. He's from the Ann Street Church of Christ in Brisbane City, looking to see an all-night shuttle bus for inner-city workers set up after the tragic events of last weekend. If you want to get in touch with us, 1300 222 612, the number you can call. Hello to Nicole.